Y'all haters corny with that Illuminati mess.
What's poppin', T Squad? It's your girl Keisha, and I'm here with tonight's All Tea All Shade Claw Season 1 Episode 9 review. Sorry I was gone last week, you guys. I was wrapping up my next novel, Postcards from the Edge, which is the sequel to my novel, Cranes in the Sky. So, I am back, bitches, and back with a vengeance. Tonight's episode was lit as always. I have some behind the scenes tea for you all. Check out this video.
Claw Season 2! We got the pickup. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. We love you. Stay with us on the ride. It's about to get good.
Yay! As you can see, Claws is back for season 2. I'm so fucking happy that they got renewed. I don't know if I said this already in the video, but if I did, so the fuck what. I'm happy the show is getting a fucking season 2. I cannot fucking wait. In tonight's episode, we start off with a flashback of Desna coming into the salon, and this is before she got like new booths and shit. So Desna come in, she complained about her car breaking down again, and she's talking to Polly about it when Rolla steps the fuck into the shop for the first time. He's back from being out of town, and he come in with a whole bunch of golds in his mouth and a do-rag, and I still want to throw him that pussy. I didn't give a fuck that he was walking up in this motherfucker looking like a country version of Eminem. So he had his eyes on Desna from the start, and Polly say, Ashante, and then he say, okay, Ashante, Polly. That shit had me dying laughing. Desna ain't here though for his criminal ass. She does his nails anyway. And then we switch to present day, where Rolla has Desna hostage. And I'm like, look at how love turns. Want to do it to you? So Rolla is about to clean out Uncle Daddy's bank account so he can handle the Russians and get his business back. Desna like, Uncle Daddy gonna notice fool that you going around robbing his bank accounts like you motherfucking Robin Hood or some shit. So he said, no, he gonna think you done it all from the guilt of trying to have me killed. And she like, dun 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 dun, nigga, I didn't know this was a part of the plan. I'm looking like Miss Cleo right now. Like, I can't wait to comb my hair next week. So Desna tells him that everyone will be looking for her. He flip out on some old crazy shit, and I was like, nigga, who are you right now? Take a Xanax in jail. He asks why his family didn't look for him better when he was presumed dead. He says that she's gonna call her friends and say her plan to blackmail him worked, and that she's with Dr. McDream. So Virginia, Jen, and Uncle Daddy's boo thing are all cleaning up the shop to move everything to the new location when Desna calls and tells Virginia that the plan worked. Polly tells Dr. Ken to stop sending her edible arrangements and teddy bears and heart-shaped motherfucking cookies and candies and shit. She said, you act too thirsty, boy. And I was like, yes, Polly, tell this nigga to back the fuck up off you. Quit sweating me. So Dr. Ken say, I am thirsty. Thirsty for you. Thirsty for your love. Thirsty for you bouncing up and down on me, reciting dirty Latin phrases, and I don't know why the fuck that turned me on, but I'm like, I'm about to try that shit in the bedroom tonight, my nigga. Yes, Polly, for the sex tips. And I was like, Polly, get this man some love, because he just need love like LL Cool J. When he's alone in his room, he hear his conscious call, telling him he need a girl that's as sweet as a dove. And Polly, that's you, girl. Virginia tells Polly that Desna called and said Rolla wasn't going to kill her. And Polly say, well, what exactly did she say? Because you know you prone to lie, bitch. And Virginia says, she says she gonna fall on the doc's cock. And Polly like, cock? And Jen said, yeah, she usually say big ass dick. Like, that ain't even how she describe penises and shit. Polly is starting to suspect some foul play, but she ain't put 2 and 2 together just yet. So Rolla in the car jamming the oldies, singing, I'll take you there. Oh, mercy, mercy, I'll take you there. And it was like, come on, Rolla, with the motherfucking joint. He is getting on Desna goddamn nerve. She looking at him like, I hate you with a passion. I wish I would have never let you stick your pink dick up at me. Desna pleads to him to call Uncle Daddy and tell him what he did because he'll forgive him because he's his baby boy. Rolla says Bryce his baby boy now. Jack Casey did a great impersonation of the man that plays Uncle Daddy. He say all y'all done moved on without me. And Dad say that's not true. And he say quit your lies. I bet that boy soft. And she's like, who you talking about, like Bryce? He say, no, your doctor boyfriend. Kenny G listening, Lionel Richie singing along, Seal looking ass, funky sock word. He going off. And I was like, that man that played him do look like Seal. Why y'all have to play him like that? Y'all shady. Desna said, you jealous. You jealous because I'm throwing this pussy at somebody else. Let me find out you love me for real. He turned up the radio on the ass like, bitch, I ain't trying to hear shit you got to say. He keep on saying, Mercy, Mercy, I'll take you there. Doing the bake head bounce and shit. Man, that shit had me dying laughing. That shit was funny as fuck to me. We go back to another flashback of Polly and the girls in Desna's office and her telling Desna, Rolla is really trying to step to you. And Desna's like, I don't give a fuck about that motherfucking Vanilla Ice wannabe girl. Bye. No. And they all assume that she don't want to fuck with him because he white. But it's because she find him very corny and a wannabe thug. So Jen say, as someone who's dated the United Nations of penises, once you turn the lights off, everybody dick is black. And I was like, bitch, lies, Jen. Because I've had some white dick. And it felt like pika, 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 pika. Like it was a motherfucking picky finger going up in my vagina. That ain't true. Desna say, this 2-bit hustler ain't gonna take me where I want to go. And I was like, he's gonna take you there. The police roll up looking for Polly because her ass went and did some illegal shit to try to help Desna get a new car or get her car fixed. They handcuff her and Rolla sitting in the pedicure chair and say, y'all some gangsters up in here. And she like, shut the fuck up. Like, ain't nobody ask your ass. So then we switch back to present day. Rolla and Desna go to the bank and she makes a withdrawal. And the teller, shout out to Sin Yan. That is her Instagram name, @SinYan. She is the girl that played the teller in tonight's episode. She follows me on Instagram and has been a major supporter of my Claws reviews since they started. Her and, you know, of course, everyone else on this show. I was so happy to see her in tonight's episode. You did a wonderful job. You were funny. Your timing was on point. You were great. I love seeing you on the show. Congratulations. I hope to see you in many, many more things. Girl, you got this. Yes, girl. Black girl magic in full effect. Follow her on Instagram. The teller says, you look familiar. You go to First AME Church. And Desna say, no, I go to Holy Ezekiel Lutheran Presbyterian. So the teller say, you go to help. And Desna say, that's right, girl, help. And then Rolla smack her on the ass like, bitch, you better shut the fuck up. So the teller gives them the money and they leave. We switch to Quiet Ann and she gets a text from Virginia saying that they're playing work. Now, mind you, she in the bed with her boo thing, Arlene, and she trying to get some more pussy, but Arlene got to go to work. But Arlene, you know, tingling down there, so she's like, girl, meet me in the shower, we can do some things before I head out. So Quiet Ann go in her drawer to get some dildos and shit out, but she accidentally drops one on the floor, and as she bends down to get it underneath the bed, she sees a stack of Arlene's files. She opens it up and sees that she's creating a file on all of them to convict them of the Coons' murder. And I was like, oh shit, Arlene, you got to die. And She-She's, Bryce tells Uncle Daddy that Rolla is right. They need to go after the Russians because they'll see them as being weak. After some persuasion, Uncle Daddy agrees and tells him to call the boss man in from Georgia so they can have a sit down. Polly tells Jen something doesn't feel right with Desna and suggests calling her. So Desna is still trying to convince Rolla to work things out together, but he won't listen. He tells her to get in the car and slams her up against the door. And I was like, look at her, motherfucker. You ain't gonna keep on pussing Nisha Nash up against the motherfucking car. Hold on, white man. We're not doing that shit today. She digs in her purse to get her keys out, and she sees one of her nail supplies. And it's that thing that you use to, you know, push your cuticles back and shit. So she think of some shit, and I was like, ooh, stab his ass with it. Just stab him, bitch. We then go to a flashback of Desna eating at the shop with Rolla, trying to push up on her in his little all-white outfit. And I was like, girl, sit on that white dick, because I will do it for you if you don't want to. He tells him she needs $300 to protect Polly in jail every week, because she got a homegirl on the inside that's willing to do it for her. But she ain't got that type of money, of course. So he asks her out for drinks. And she looking at him like, nigga, no. We switch back to present day, and she tells him that whatever reason he did what he did, Uncle Daddy will forgive him because he loves him. As she's talking, the tire pops, and we realize that she used that nail supply to pop a hole in the tire. So they pull over and Roller finds the nail supply. He was like, you crazy bitch. He's so mad at her ass. And I was like, rude. Do not talk to her like that. But even with him acting crazy and calling her name and all this shit, I still saw the connection between them and the love there. And that is a testament to the actors and their acting abilities and the dialogue. Because, I'll save my thoughts at the end of this video, but I just love tonight's episode on so many levels. So he then decides to tie her hands to the steering wheel. She says it's too tight, and he pulls the fabric even harder because he's having flashbacks to when he was held hostage. He then starts barking in her face. Arr, 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 arr. I'm like, nigga, you ain't DMX. Calm down, nigga. Rough Riders ain't been in style since 1999. This nigga obviously got PTSD. And I was like, shit, girl, I don't know what to tell you, Desna, bitch. You might be dying this episode. Roller feels no one has his back. And then we have a flashback of them being on their first date. He tells her about Uncle Daddy and how him and his pop were friends, and some dude felt his dad owed him money and killed him in front of their church, and how Uncle Daddy then stepped in as a father figure for him. He pushing up on Desna and give her a kiss, and she's like, I hope you don't think a couple of drinks at a strip club equals a date, boo-boo, because it does not. And I was like, you better read, bitch. You better tell him this shit right here ain't easy. You got to work for this. You might be fine and all, but you ain't about to get up in these guts because you bought me a motherfucking vodka and cranberry in this bitch, or a Patron margarita. Like, who you think that I am? Like, boy, bye. We switch back to present day, and an officer roll up as Roller changes the tire. So Desna's like, yes, Lord, thank you, Jesus. Blue ivy be a fix. Officer walks up and says, are y'all okay? And Desna say, no, help me. Please help me, Jesus. And he look at Roller and he say, you know what? Y'all be careful. Have a nice day. You heard? Jesus wept. So Desna say, nigga, I'm being held hostage. Help me. The officer say, tell your uncle I said hi. She say, his uncle? What the fuck? Roller finishes fixing the tire, changing the tire, and gets back into the car and say, let's go to another bank. So Quiet Ann goes to the shop and tells Polly that Arlene is getting a warrant for their arrest for the Coons' death. Polly say, Desna told you to stop seeing her. And Quiet Ann say, I love her. I was like, bitch, what's love got to do with it? What's love but a second-hand emotion? Quiet Ann tells her that Arlene found Desna's broken nail on Roller's deck, and that DFS papers show that she's was the foster child of the Coons. Polly say, Arlene's gotta go, ma'am. And Quiet Ann, I can't do that. And I was like, how Polly more gangster than you, bitch? You supposed to be the muscle of the group. Let me find out. Polly got more heart than you, nigga. She got more heart. Polly say, when Dodie Fayed left me for Princess Diana, and Quiet Ann say, are you kidding me? This ain't one of your bullshit ass stories. This is my life, bitch. Snap out of it. So for Jen and Jen in the shop like, what the fuck is going on back there? WT motherfucking F. Quiet Ann feels that she could be herself with Arlene. You know, she's opened up to her about her family, her prison time, and they even talked about having kids with each other. And I was like, cry me a river. Nobody cares, man. The bitch got to go. Polly says, Desna has done stuff for us no one has done. We're all gonna go down for this. Please don't send me back to jail. And then Quiet Ann says she was suspended for a DUI. And then Polly was like, you know what? I can work with that. Bingo bango, let's get this shit done. Uncle Daddy and Bryce await Boss Man's arrival, and then we see some hippie man named Ted walk in. And I'm like, this is Boss Man? But I was like, this is perfect because the most notorious lethal killers are always the most normal looking people. So he walks in with a motherfucking magic stick like he had motherfucking Woodstock or some shit, and tells him that can't nobody talk unless they got the motherfucking stick in their hand. Uncle Daddy tells him that the Russians need to pay for shooting his baby boy. And Boss Man Ted says, tough shit. We can't risk beef with the Haitians, Cuban, all-metal drag queens. I want to see these all-metal drag queens turn up. Season 2, make it happen, writers. And that will happen if we attack the Russians. Bryce say, stop being a goddamn pussy. And then Boss Man Ted commits to beating the dog shit out of Bryce with that goddamn magic stick. And I was like, hit him harder. Hit him harder, Jesus. Uncle Daddy's sitting there like, what the fuck? Should I get my gun or not? Boss Man Ted then calms himself down. He's like, namaste. Nam yo renge kyo. Nam yo renge kyo. Boss Man Ted say, don't you ever mention the Russians to me ever again, or I will skin you motherfuckers alive. And so as he's bending over to pick up the magic stick, Bryce then decide to be a motherfucking OG and kick him in the nuts, and then he accidentally falls over and hits his head on the damn steps leading up to the stage, and this motherfucker bleed out and die. Bryce started crying because he know they are fucked if anybody finds out about this shit. Uncle Dave like, shut your ass up. So Roller in the car counting the money and says that he can pay the Olsen twins back now, meaning the two twin Russians. He gets a text saying that there has been a change of plans for the meetup with the Russians. And he started panicking because he like, these motherfuckers about to kill me. So he asks Desna why she's quiet. And he realized that this bitch it got something to do with them changing the location of the meetup. And Dad said, I already told you to call Uncle Daddy, but your black ass won't listen. I was like, I love the fact they had her call him a black ass, because I mean, the nigga act like a nigga anyway. So he asked her like, what the fuck did you do? What you do? He got the gun up to her head, and she said, I told Reva that you blamed them for your murder and that y'all was gonna retaliate. And she crying and shit, and he tell her to pull the fuck over. So Polly goes see Dr. Ken and asks him for pills, but he won't give it to her because she won't be with him. She says that she's scared, and they talk about this relationship shit later. Nigga, just help me out. So he was like, shit, there will be a later. Alright, I'm gonna give you some of my pills from my own personal stash. So she all in her feels like, you really do like me. You like me. You like me a lot. And I was like, I love Dr. Ken and Polly together. Like, I want them to be together for real. I love them. Quiet and Arlene are having coffee, and she slips a Mickey in her drink. So then we see Arlene swerving in the car and shit, and she get pulled over for reckless driving. When the officer go to the driver's side, this bitch slumped over in the seat like, oh shit. Uncle Daddy and Bryce hide Ted's body in the freezer, and while they're doing this, Jen calls in the midst of it, and she hears him, you know, acting some nervousness in his voice, and she asks he back on drugs, and he say no, but you know this motherfucker lying. So she goes to see her Jewish boo and cries on his shoulder about Bryce. They end up kissing, and I was like, get you some, Jen, get you some, bitch, get you some, bitch. You gonna be going to Shabbat dinner and all that type of shit, girl. I see you. After they kissed her, she like, oh shit, I don't know if I should have did that. She decides to head to the amusement park anyway to meet the Russians. And then we have a flashback of him after him and Desna's first date, and of course she gave him some of that good pussy. When they wake up the next morning, she introduces him to Dean. Dean freaks out when he see a rat and start freaking out and shit, and Desna's like, go in the back, go in the back. Roller trying to kill the damn rat, but then he just acts like he pretended to kill him so Dean can calm the fuck down. And he said her, you know, you can get this place exterminated, boo-boo. I can maybe come over here and give you this big dick. And so she tells him, nah, fuck that. I need to get the fuck up out of here. And he say, how you gonna do that filing nails? You want in on the game? You can wash that money. And of course she does start washing the money, and that's how we get to where we are today. So we switch back to present day. She's begging him to let her call Dean to say goodbye. He does it. She calls. Dean tells her that he's in love with Virginia and he wants to marry her. He says that Virginia loves him the way that she loves him. And I was like, well, we ain't really seen Virginia say that she loved him the way he, you know, is telling everybody. I don't think the feelings are that reciprocated. I think she just liked the dick. So Desna's crying, and you know, he asks for her blessing and she gives it to him, and he tells her that he wants her to officiate the wedding. She was like, okay. And she tells him that she has money in her closet in a shoebox, and he can use that money to buy Virginia a ring. And then the phone call ends, and she's just crying because she knows that she won't be able to see her brother again if she don't survive this shit. Roller crazy ass sitting there in the passenger seat talking about all the ways he can kill her, and asks does she know how it feels to be burned alive in a body bag. And she's like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry for what the fuck I did, but you don't understand. I was just tired of fucking struggling all the time. I'm tired of being treated like shit. And he was like, you know what, I really fell for you. Like, I really fucking fell for your ass. And then we have a flashback of Roller telling Uncle Daddy that he owes Desna the money and that he promised her the 20 G's. And Uncle Daddy then grab him by the ear extra hard and say, you don't promise anybody my fucking money. You understand that, boy? At this point, I realized that Roller is in this whole mess with the Russians because he went to the Russians to get the money, I believe, for Desna, since Uncle Daddy wouldn't give it to him. And that's why he keeps on saying to her, you know, I loved you, you don't love me, ain't nobody have my back. Like, he risked it all for her, and he felt for nothing because in the end, bitch, you end up trying to kill me. But at the same time, you was fucking Virginia, bitch. Fuck you. So we switch back to present day. Quiet Ann comes to the shop pissed about setting up Arlene. Dean comes in and tells Polly he's going to propose to Virginia, and Desna gave her his blessing, and she like, oh no, hold up, something really ain't right. So Polly demands Virginia tell her the conversation again. Virginia does, And that then triggers in Polly's mind that ambrosia salad is Desna's code word for help. Arrive at the music park. The twins get out the car and so do they. Roller throws the money at them. One of the twins then reaches for his gun and tries to shoot Roller, but Roller then shoots at him, and then he shoots the other twin in the head and kills him. Desna breaks the fuck out like I would have, but you know she running too slow. She got on 5-inch heels and shit. So he catches her real quick. He makes her get on her knees. He got the gun pointing at her head. She says to him, I love you like I fucking love you. And I really do believe her character does love him. And he says, no, you don't love me, you only love the money. And she says, you can't do it because you love me too. You love me, Roller. And of course he can't pull the motherfucking trigger. And so as he's hesitating, the twin that he just shot at rolls up on his ass, and Des like, Roller, look out. So he turned around and started shooting, and she break the fuck out, and then the episode goes off. And I was like, kudos to the motherfucking writers. I love this shit. Great episode tonight. Can't wait for the season finale next week. I believe next week is the season finale. Season went by fast, but it was so enjoyable. Every episode was an A+, and I'm not just even saying it because I'm a fan of the show and, you know, the actors and things fuck with me. I actually love this show. I love the writing. I love how different it is from any other show that's on television. I'm so happy that they got a season 2. So fucking happy. What I want to see happen in season 2 is I hope they don't kill Roller's character off, because I really love him and Desna's dynamic, and I want to see them have like a War of the Roses type relationship where they love to hate each other, where like they damn near about to kill each other, but at the same time they actually do love each other. So I want to see them fall out of love, fall back into love, try to kill each other again, set each other up, but there's still this love between them too, because the both actors have great chemistry with one another. They're both dynamic on screen. They light up the screen whenever they're on together and separately. So I hope Jack Kesey's character isn't killed off this season. I want to see him back next season, and I want to see the dynamic of, after everything that's happened, can they find their way back together, or will outside influences continue to tear them apart? Especially with everything that's going on and all the moves that have been made. The pieces on the chessboard have been really fucked up. Who's the pawn, who's the queen, who's the king in this damn Game of Thrones? By the way, Game of Thrones tonight had me fucking shook, my nigga. Like, I was sitting here like, the whole fucking episode. I cannot wait to watch it again, as well as tonight's episode of Claws. I love both shows. My Sunday night won't be the same when they're both off. Oh my gosh. Let me know down below in the comment section what you thought about tonight's episode of Claws. Can't wait to hear you guys' feedback. Once again, sorry I was gone last week, but a bitch is back now. Postcards from the Edge will be out August 25th. I cannot wait. And for my Chicago fam, I will be in Chicago the week of the 28th of August, and we will be doing a meetup. I will let you all know within the next week or so where the meetup will be, and I can't wait to see my Chicago T Squad. Make sure to thumbs up this video and subscribe to my channel if you have not, and please hit that notification bell button so you know when all of my videos drop. You won't have to ask the question because the notification will come straight to your phone. Keisha Irvin, new video, boom, bow, there you go. Love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow for my Basketball Wives Love and Hip Hop Hollywood review. By the way, Masika Hills last week, abomination. That bitch tried it. Love y'all. Bye.